My name is PhilipFerrer. This is my last capstone project for Aspen University. My organization is called Stand By Me Heroes. It is a not-for-profit veteran organization focused on the number 22. Our vision, our mission, is centered around this number, which may fluctuate and increase during the holidays. What is the significance of this number? 22. This is the number of soldiers daily that make the wrong choice due to a host of issues and traumas that eventually overwhelm them. Thus, they choose suicide. Stand By Me Heroes, as a faith-based not-for-profit organization, comprises of chaplains and counselors, a growing team partnering with our heroes with a quiet and desperate need for helps through their struggle. Veterans need veterans and civilians to stand shoulder to shoulder as friends and family to walk through the many issues they face which cannot be resolved within themselves. President Abraham Lincoln charged the government with the following: with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to help bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who has borne the battles for his widow, his orphan son, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace. This presidential directive, this expectation has failed. The news clearly shows this failure. And we point to leadership as that failure, but not the majority of those workers in the Veterans Administrations and those veterans organizations who are making every effort in grace and kindness to help our heroes, to help heal their wounds spiritually, mentally, and physically. This is a faith-based organization, not a religious organization, as we utilize an approach whose foundation is focused on helping spirit, mind, and physical need. To this end, we are focused as a grassroots organization with veterans and civilians to support our returning heroes. Our key deliverables are as follows. Our vision and our mission, to summarize, consists of what we call foxhole counselors, which will stand with these silent, suffering comrades and assist them and help them to stabilize their foundation, both spiritually, mentally, and physically. Again, this is a faith-based approach, not a religious one, which is part of America's Christian Judeo heritage and foundation, which we will never apologize for. We remember the 22 per day. We will assist any heroes, whether atheist, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, or other. If they have served this nation, they deserve our honor. They deserve our contribution. Our second deliverable was the board of directors. In carefully choosing these individuals, clearly, each has a proven reputation in the surrounding communities with actions, not conversation or bullet points. These SBMH leaders have been working closely together. And as an example, for any program approval or process change to occur, this requires absolute unanimity within the board. And this requirement is also specific to each chapter. If we cannot function as a leadership body toward this mission, then we are not worthy of support in this effort. Compromise may be commonplace now in our society, but not all live by compromise. We remember these 22 per day. Our third deliverable was the IRS application. Thus, we completed our Constitution and bylaws. We reviewed them. We signed off on July 1st, 2014. Our 3-year business plan, we completed, reviewed, and had sign off on September 1st, 2014. And on November 26, 2014, the IRS returned our document with an approval, and we became a 501c3. Our fourth deliverable was strategic planning, which began with recruiting these veterans, these future Foxhole counselors, these organizations for support, with a reputation of taking action in our local communities. The following local organizations have members as part of our board or our local Cook County chapter. These include American Legion in Rosemont, AT&T Midwest chapter, Evangel Church at Hanover Park, the Veterans Community at Hanover Park, Rolling Thunder Chapter 1, the Thaddeus Project in Des Plaines, and the VFW 5151 Streamwood, to name a few, as many are coming to provide further support. Our fifth deliverable is the website, which will be launched at the last week of February 2015, along with a blog. That blog will host specific topics to the issues these veterans face and help them on working on solutions, and even provide solutions that are outside the paradigm. Our sixth deliverable was this recruitment of Foxhole counselors. These Foxhole counselors are veterans with combat experience, civilians that have managed, that have worked with these combat veterans, and they are certified in their skill sets. They will be insured. They will be supervised by qualified mentors to review best practices and lessons learned. They will manage and ensure security and confidentiality, as no name can be shared amongst any of the Foxhole counselors. We completed a SWOT analysis, and in reviewing our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, our threats, these were the key items that we focused on, though there were others. The first one was our strengths, and we are blessed to know that we have many experienced Foxhole counselors who will be contributing to these veterans, supported by civilians. Soldiers are accustomed to putting their life in another's hand, as combat and other military jobs will require them a path into harm's way. These recruits that we have sought are those that fit John Quincy Adams' quote, which states, "A leader leads by example, whether one intends to or not." And these individuals that I am fortunate and honored to work with meet this quote. They are doers, they are not talkers. To date, recruitment efforts have acquired multiple veterans and civilians with this proven experience. Key to this was also chaplains. Chaplains throughout wars have gone from foxhole to foxhole, helping our soldiers, helping them with issues to their soul. And they have helped them. They have helped them endure and make it through. They are well trusted among soldiers. They are more trusted than counselors or psychologists or any other. Thus the reason we have sought these individuals as well. In our weaknesses, as part of our analysis, we found that many VA hospitals are short in staff. And because of these counselors and psychologists being short in staff, it is difficult for them to be consistent and have the same individual to counsel with. This is one of the greatest complaints, because in order to reach these veterans, you must build a rapport as a small team, as they are accustomed to in their platoons, in their squads. Thus, SBMH, we're not replacing psychologists, we're not replacing these counselors at the VA. What we are doing is we are an interim solution and a follow-up solution to these soldiers on a weekly basis, 10 hours a month, to help them until they can get help, which normally comes 6 to 12 months later. and never the same counselor. Our opportunity? Well, we hope that the VA facilities do take notice of us. We're not looking to replace them. We are looking to support them, but in a special way. Because it will take this rapport. It will take these combat veterans, these chaplains, to work with them, to build trust over time, so that they may continue forward in trying to resolve their issues. Because the alternative is a terrible choice. We remember 22 per day. Our threats. Charities continue to grow in number supporting veterans, but the sad fact is that many are under investigation. We recognize and want to emphasize we are warned and forearmed. As President Ronald Reagan stated, trust but verify. As activities increase, membership grows, all active members and leaders must challenge each other from process to performance to eliminate the potential for abuse, as 22 veteran suicides per day requires a full commitment. In conclusion, what we have learned from our SWOT analysis, our research, our one-on-one interviews, our group discussions, is that there is a clear majority that do not believe that the issues with the VA will be resolved in the near future. Some do not even believe it will be resolved within a decade. We believe in the new leadership that is there. We believe they will make positive strides and change the bureaucracy. But change and government are always slow. Thus we require these counselors, these foxhole counselors, to be bold, to be able to endure, to have this level of experience, courage, a charitable heart and faith to assist and help change the human soul. Thus, to impact this number of 22 suicides per day requires men and women as foxhole counselors to be that much more as an interim and a follow-up solution, as our soldiers quietly ask for someone to stand by me. I leave you with this one fact. In the first quarter of 2015, 1,980 soldiers will have lost hope due to a variety of traumas and make the wrong decision that will impact families, that will impact friends, communities, and the core of this great nation. We seek your support in person and in finance to make an impact to these heroes calling for someone to stand by me. There are 22 husbands, wives, sons, and daughters that choose to end their lives due to a lack of support, to overcome, and they deserve our best efforts to those who have served with honor and value. I thank you.